welcome inside the Campus Wellness Recreation Center here at beautiful North Oshawa at the Durham campus. And welcome into an exciting day of basketball action. Game one of a basketball doubleheader. Lords versus the Sting. And we got a good matchup here in our first game of the night. The 5-3 Durham Lords taking on the 6-2 Seneca Sting. On this season, Durham's been very good here at home, and Seneca has been excellent on the road. Their only two losses coming against the very good George Brown Huskies. Starters tonight for the Lords, the usual suspects: Maddie Dender, Dakota Kirby, Alicia Navarro, Caitlin Cruikshank, and Emily Chamberlain are your starting five. For the visiting Seneca Sting, Danielle Belcher, Sarah Givens, Taylor Allicock, and Trill Peterson. The starting five for the Sting. Seneca comes into this game the number 5 ranked team in the province. The Lords, the number 8 ranked team as of November 27th. And a big opportunity here for the Lords to find their way back inside the top 5 of the OCAA women's basketball standings with a win here tonight. Joey Chapman with you. We are flying solo today on the broadcast, and we are underway as that was the tip-off. Lords taking on the Sting. Here's Givens coming in, missing that first layup of the game. These two teams faced off twice last year, and both games were good ones. First game of the year at Seneca back in October of 2016. The Lords came away with a 69-62 victory. Dakota Kirby, the only returning starter for the Lords in that game. She was 4 from 9 from the field, 2 for 3 from the three-point line. Finished with 10 points on the game. Maddie Dender had 4 points, and so did, and Caitlin Cruikshank had 3 points, excuse me. And a 69-62 victory for the Lords. The second matchup of the year back in January as Dender sends up a 2. On January 24th, 2017, the Sting won that 73-63. Caitlin Owusu had a big performance, a career high 17 minutes and 12 boards for Owusu in that game. She is on the bench for the Lords, and we will see her as this night continues. That's going to be the first foul of the night. That's going to go against the Lords. Alicia Navarro picking up her first foul of the night and the team first foul. And the Sting will go to the line. It is Belcher trying to get on the board, and she does. There's nothing but net there. And quickly the Sting up 3-0 over the Lords. And Belcher makes that, and we're back up the court as the Lords try and get their way onto the court. Alicia Navarro moves it across to Cruikshank. Cruikshank to Chamberlain, who kicks it back out to Navarro. It's Kirby now with it. Kirby sends a high pass there just over the head of Caitlin Cruikshank. And a bit of a miscommunication there by the Lords as they look to get their first basket of the night. Up the court come the Sting. This is Givens with it, the 5th-year player, the veteran for the Seneca Sting team, the only 5th-year player on the team, a Harrowsmith native. Harrowsmith, Ontario, I believe, but we will check that for you. Harrowsmith, Ontario. Lovely Harrowsmith, just south of Frontenac, north of Kingston. Noted for its cheddar cheese and the Harrowsmith Cheese Factory. As the Lords get the ball here on the out of bounds, trying to get on the board. They trail 6-0 here. Nice little inbound there for Chamberlain. Chamberlain tries to get that one to kiss off the backboard, but can't get it to fall. As the Sting have started strong here on a 6-0 run. Here is Allycock. Allycock moves it back over to Givens, and Givens resets and goes in on Maddie Dender. Givens with the right-handed shot, gets it over Dender but can't get it to fall. And they come back the other way. That's going to be out of bounds on the Lords. Seneca is going to get the ball, and it's going to be a Belcher tossing this in, gives it quickly to Givens, and Givens coming up the court here as Seneca tries to jump on the Lords here early. It is Belcher with it. She moves it across to Allycock. Allycock gets a left-handed layup to go. And Dakota Kirby comes up the court the other way for the Lords. Kirby trying to direct traffic, moves it over to Crookshank. Crookshank over to Chamberlain. Chamberlain back to Dender, but that's picked off by Givens. Givens going hard to the basket. Can't get it to fall. Good defense there by Maddie Dender coming back the other way. Dender, and that pass goes high, looking for Crookshank. And Coach LaFontaine has seen enough here from her first unit. Victoria Brody coming in as well as Emily Glendenning, and Jocelyn Kiera checking her into the game, making her Durham Lords debut. As our boss Chris Cameron forgets how to say Kiera's name after asking her in the pregame warm-ups. I was right beside him when he did it. Good to see Jocelyn Kiera on the court for the Lords. Finally, that paperwork coming over. She's able to play. She's been practicing with the Lords all season. As Allycock sends that ball up just before the 24-second clock ran out and can't get it to fall. Navarro coming up, Kirby coming up the court. Kirby gets the layup to go, and the Lords are on the board. 8-2, and quick substitutions by Coach LaFontaine paying off here early. Back the other way are the Sting. It is Belcher with it. Belcher moves it to Allycock. Allycock goes for the layup, and she gets it. And a nice little left-handed play there by Allycock. Kiera tries to get that to go, but a huge stuff by Daniela Belcher, the Georgetown, Ontario native, showing her defensive prowess there. And that's going to be a foul there called against Victoria Brody. Her first of the game, the second of this quarter for the Lords, as they try and get some rhythm going here, down 10-2 early against a team that has been very tough all season long, this Seneca Sting. As I mentioned off the top, Seneca's only losses coming against Georgetown. Besides that, they are undefeated on the year, 6-2 coming into this game. Both losses coming on the road at George Brown, losing 74-54 and 72-61. Besides that, they've been fairly dominant all season long, as Keisha Arthurworthy goes hard to the basket there, and she's going to get called for the offensive foul. Not happy about that as Arthurworthy, as she picks up her first foul of the game. And the Lords quickly find themselves in foul trouble. 3 fouls on them already here. 4.5 minutes into the first quarter, down by 10. As the Seneca Sting men's team files into the gym ahead of their matchup tonight against the Lords. The men's team undefeated. Stay with us here on the Durham Lords Network. That's going to be a good one. Back to the action as Dakota Kirby, nice handles there. All over her is Melanie Justo, playing good defense there as she's checked into this game. Victoria Brody tries to get past Givens. Givens solid defense herself. And Navarro's pass looking for Glendenning, just not far enough. And quickly back the other way come the Sting. It's going to go off the leg of Taylor Allycock and out of bounds. It will be a Lords throw-in, I believe. And I believed wrong there, as it's going to be a Sting throw-in. I thought that hit the leg of Allycock, but the officials say no. and they have possession here. It is Givens at the top of the three-point. Lots of room there. She takes the shot and rims off the left side and can't get it to go, but an offensive rebound there for the Sting. Givens moves it to Allycock. Allycock back to Givens as they play catch at the top of the three-point key. Nice little bounce pass there to Chloe. Chloe moves it over to Justo, and she travels with that. That's good defense there by the Lords. Force the traveling call, as they're going to try and turn that into a bit of a momentum here after this slow start. Here's Kiera with the ball. Kiera moves it to Arthurworthy. Arthurworthy quickly to Dakota Kirby. Kirby has it, looking for options. Here is Kiera with it. She gives it to Brody. Brody from three, and she gets it to go. Victoria Brody steps up and makes the first three of the night for the Lords. And that was a desperately needed shot there, as Victoria Brody trying to inject some life into her team. Quickly back the other way are the Sting. Allycock moves it inside, and getting it to go there was Chloe. The Ajax native gets the right-handed layup to fall, as they answer a three with a two. Glendenning, that ball she can't get to fall, and an offensive rebound there for the Sting. That was Allycock, and they come back up the other way. It is Justo with it. Justo cutting across, finding room. She makes a nice pass inside. Victoria Brody's going to pick up the foul there on Chloe. And not a bad foul at all from Victoria Brody, as Chloe was pretty much all alone underneath the basket. But all of a sudden, that's 4 fouls for the Lords, as they're just one away from going into the penalty and down by 10. That's certainly not how you want to start this first quarter. Chloe made her first, rims out on the second. 15-5 here, the score. 3:30 left in this first quarter. Long pass there for Arthurworthy, but she can't get the layup to go, as Kiera came in hard. Looked like that might have been a foul, but it wasn't. And Kiera gets her first points as a Lord there. Good to see Jocelyn Kiera on the court, and Coach LaFontaine not wasting any time getting her into the lineup, as a deep three there from Allycock rims out, and the Lords come back the other way. It is Kiera. Kiera, fast break up, leaves it for Arthurworthy, who gives it back to Kiera. Kiera tries to drive the basket, but solid defense there was Shanice Stubbs. And the Sting come back up the court, and Allycock there gets the lay-in to go. And the Sting regain their 10-point lead. Long pass there, looking for Dakota Kirby was Victoria Brody, but that ball just a little overthrown, as Owusu checks into this game for Arthurworthy, as Coach LaFontaine cycled through her cycling through her forwards here early. We've seen Arthurworthy, Owusu, Chamberlain, as they're all getting playing time here, trying to get something going offensively are the Lords. Nice play inside there. Not being able to get it to fall was number 2, Zoe Lane, for the Seneca Sting. As Dender comes back into the game for the Lords. Dakota Kirby coming out. 2:25 left in this first quarter. Quick shot there by number 15, Chloe, but she can't get it to go. And back up the other way comes Kiera. Kiera with a nice pass there for Glendenning. Glendenning drives hard, and she's gonna pick up the foul there against the Sting. I believe it'll be number 15, Chloe, picking up the first foul against the Sting all night long, as they haven't had to foul the Lords. They've done a good job here playing clean defense through this game. Glendenning makes the first one nothing but net. The Lords trying to chip away here, an early lead for the Sting. And she goes 2 for 2 from the line. A nice job there by Emily Glendenning, the Plattsville, Ontario native, stepping up, going 2 for 2 from the line. But Seneca coming back the other way. Givens moves it, and it's Allycock inside. Or excuse me, that's Lane. Lane gives it over to Belcher. Belcher moves it across, looking to get it back. As that's going to be a foul there against the Lords, and that's Maddie Dender picking up the foul. That's the 5th team foul against the Lords, and with 2:06 left in this first quarter, they're in the penalty, as the Sting are going to try and take advantage here of being in the bonus with so much time left in the clock here in this first quarter. It is Justo from the line, and Justo has pretty good stats on the season. Justo in only 57 minutes played has 9 points, 3 for 9 from the field. And those are her first free throws all season long, as Maddie Dender gets that one to kiss off the glass from 3, going Steph Curry on it. That's a big bucket there for the Lords, now down by 7. Here's Belcher with it. Belcher moves it inside to Lane. Lane can't get the layup to go, as the Lords do a good job there not picking up a foul. Givens from 3 doesn't get it to go, but out rebounding the Lords are the Sting, as a good battle underneath the basket between number 15, Brianna May Clough, and Emily Glendenning. 5'11" and 5'10" respectively, going at it there underneath the basket. And that was a good battle there, and an excellent job by Emily Glendenning to box out the bigger woman in Clough. $1:29 left here in the first quarter. Lords trail by 7, 19-12. And it is Kiera coming up the court, gives it to Owusu. Owusu throws it to Dender, who has it now. Dender moves it over to Brody. Brody driving in on Belcher, but good defense there by number 3 of the Sting. And they try and get a fast break up the other way. Kiera is going to pick up the foul there, as she played tough defense there against Trill Peterson. The Scarborough, Ontario native can't get the bucket to fall, but she will shoot for 2 because the Sting are in the bonus. Only 2 fouls for the Sting, as they've done a good job keeping the Lords off the line here in this first quarter. As Peterson missed her first, but makes her second on a nice looking throw. And Owusu quickly moves it up to Kiera. Kiera dribbles it up the court. Kiera's getting a lot of playing time here in her Lord's debut. She moves it over to Dender. Dender drives hard past Givens. Can't get it to go, but a strong drive there by Maddie Dender. But Givens wasting no time coming back up the other way. She moves it inside, but not getting it to fall there was Lane, as they're trying to feed her in early. That pass from Victoria Brody just too far for Owusu, as the Lords haven't been able to get a rhythm going here offensively. And the Sting lead 20-12 here with 40 seconds left in this first quarter. Givens coming back up the other way. Leaves it for Belcher. Belcher has it now. Belcher, good defense there by Victoria Brody on her, but she found a way to find the open man. Underneath the basket here is Peterson, and Peterson gets it to go. Owusu was all over her, but to no avail, as Peterson gets it to fall. Owusu drives the basket hard there, but a big block by Peterson in the paint. And Owusu shakes her head coming back up the court. Givens moves it over to Peterson. Underneath the basket, there is Lane, and she's going to be fouled. Head contact called there, and she will shoot 2. Lane on the season played 29 minutes, coming off the bench, 7 for 10 from the field, and 0 for 3 from free throw range. She misses her first one there. Now 0 for 4 on the season. When you look at the Seneca Sting team, a lot of it drives through Taylor Allicock. 104 points on the year coming into this game, as a long shot there from Glendenning. She can't get it to fall, as that Hail Mary has a tough quarter to open this for the Lords, as they're down by 10 after 1. As a t-shirt toss happening here in the Campus Wellness Recreation Center. Who wants a t-shirt? Mikey, you gotta get them to make some noise. the year. The Lords 5-3 coming into this game. Losing to Seneca back on November the 4th at Seneca, 82-78 in a good game. In that game, Maddie Dender led the way for the Lords with 20 points, but not to be outdone by Emily Glendenning, who also had 20 coming off the bench. Keisha Arthurworthy had 13 for the Sting. Taylor Allicock had 14. Alcian Satchel led all players with 23. The Lords catching a little bit of a break as Alcian Satchel, one of three scratches for the Sting tonight, along with Nicole Elliott Gill and Sadie Bauer for the Sting. No scratches listed for the Durham Lords, as it looks like they got a full complement of players if they want them. And I would not be at all surprised if we see many of them in this game if the Lords can't figure it out and turn their fortunes around here, down by 10 early. These two teams will face off once again at Seneca on Friday, January the 12th. The Seneca Sting crew will have that broadcast for you. To start the second quarter, Coach LaFontaine has Maddie Dender, Caitlin Cruikshank, Emily Glendenning, Dakota Kirby, and Emily Chamberlain on the court. She trying to get something going here offensively, a mix of starters and bench players for the Lords. There's a hard drive to the basket there from Justo. Can't get it to fall, but that was a nice looking drive. Dakota Kirby tried to thread a pass in there looking for Glendenning, but the Sting with nice defense there to intercept it. Going to the basket hard there was Stubbs, but better defense by Cruikshank. Or excuse me, that was Chamberlain. Stops her there. Chamberlain now has it, moves it over to Cruikshank. Cruikshank back to Dender. Dender drives the basket hard here and stuffed in the paint by Taylor Allicock. No call there on the play from the official. Nice pass there, or it looked like it could have been from Dakota Kirby, but that sails over the head of Caitlin Cruikshank, as we've seen those two struggle trying to find each other on the court here early, and that is not the first overthrown pass like that we've seen in this game from the Lords. And the Sting have done a really good job at taking advantage of those missed offensive opportunities from Durham and coming back the other way and putting points on the board. Here's Allicock now with it. She sends a nice pass in there to Stubbs, and Stubbs can't get it to go. Maddie Dender all over her there. And quickly up the other way come the Lords. It is Kirby. Passes it in there to Chamberlain. Chamberlain gets that to go. Has a nice passing play there for the Lords, capped off by Chamberlain. But the Sting not letting them rest as they're quickly back on him as Givens has it now. She moves it to Allicock. Allicock to Peterson. Back out to Givens. Givens, nice little crossover move there to passes it to Allicock for three, and she gets it. A good looking three ball there from Taylor Allicock. The Thornhill, Ontario native makes the three. 25-14 here, the score. It's Glendenning with it. Glendenning moves it over to Chamberlain. Chamberlain can't get that to go. And the Sting come back. It is Givens again. Who else? Seems to be all over the court for the Sting. Makes a nice inside move there on Maddie Dender, but can't get it to fall. Dender quickly now has the ball, and a nice pass there from Navarro, or from Kirby, excuse me. And Dender's going to pick up the foul call there. She will shoot two.
That's her first, team's first.
Dender comes into this game the leading scorer for the Lords, 151 points on the year, 17 for 30 from the line. She steps up and makes that one there. Going 1 for 2. That's not where Maddie Dender is most dangerous. She's most dangerous from beyond the arc. 22 for 62 on the season, 35%. The best shooting percentage from 3 on the team. And do not be surprised if we see lots of Maddie Dender shooting the ball. Here's the Lords try and play catch up. Down by 12. It is Dakota Kirby with it. Kirby trying to fight off Givens. A little 5-on-5 battle there. That's won by the Sting as they come back up the other way. Givens has it. Moves it to Allycock. A nice play there by Givens. Finding Allycock, and the Sting continue to fly out here on the court. Dakota Kirby moves it over to Caitlin Cruikshank. Cruikshank over to Dender. Dender has Belcher on her, and Glendenning has it now. Stubbs in her face. 7 seconds left on the shot clock as a steal there by the Sting. Coming up is Peterson, and she can't get it to go, but Glendenning's going to pick up the foul there. The first against the Lords in this quarter, as that's the second head contact foul of the game.
That is her first.
That's Glendenning's first of the game. So the Lords are going to take a timeout here, down by 14 with 6:44 left on the clock. As they've struggled to be consistent here offensively so far in this first half. And Joey Chapman flying solo in the booth as John Lodge is feeling under the weather. Missed him in class today and missing him up here in the broadcast booth. Flying solo is a lot of talking. Almost surprised. Through 14 minutes, 13-15 of this game to be exact, I've been surprised to see only one timeout here called from Coach LaFontaine. Be interesting to see what she does as this game continues. But the Lords just haven't really found their rhythm here offensively through a quarter and a bit. And the Sting have seemed to find their rhythm right away, coming up and down the court. They haven't shot a lot of 3 balls. It's been a lot of 2s. We've seen the 3 from Allycock, but they've done their damage at the line, getting the Lords into foul trouble in the first quarter. That was a nice job there by Peterson stepping up and making both at the line there. See if whatever Coach LaFontaine said at the timeout is gonna rally the troops. She made a couple substitutions as well, as Alicia Navarro checks back into the game. So does Keisha Arthurworthy. As we got the starters on the court for the Lords. This unit only played about 3 minutes together to start the game, and they're not going to stay together very long as Gallimore checks in for Cruikshank. She's going to take a seat on the bench between Kiera and Chamberlain. Back on the court, it's Givens again. Givens with time. Fake shot there, and it makes a pass. Justo has it now with Navarro all over. Justo with a nice behind the back move. And the Sting keep the possession here. Shot clock winding down. 1 second. There's the buzzer. As a good defensive stand there for the Lords. Gives them the ball back here. They're down by 16, getting doubled up here early. But lots of time left on the clock. Quick throw in there and a missed pass there from Alicia Navarro looking for Keisha Arthurworthy. But Trill Peterson steps up and gets in front of that ball. Givens has it. She's got room. Givens moves it over to Stubbs. Stubbs has it. Moves it over to Justo. Justo down low to Peterson. And Peterson, good work down low. They can't get it to go as that was Stubbs taking that offensive rebound, but good defense there by the Lords as Dakota Kirby drives the basket hard there and is going to draw the foul. And she will shoot 2 from the line. It's Peterson's first foul of the game, according to our fearless leader, Chris Cameron, on the mic doing the PA today. Kirby misses that first one. And that's 0 for 2 from the line for Dakota Kirby. Uncharacteristic. And she is a 50% free throw shooter on the season coming into this game. 13 for 26 of the year. She's gonna fall to 13 for 28 and below 500 from the line as the Sting take their first timeout of the night. The Lords last season finished with an 11-6 record. They're well on their way to beating that this season, as they are 5-3 through their first 8 games. Seneca, one of the best teams in the OCAA last year, finishing 13-4. They ended up finishing 4th in the OCAA, losing the bronze medal match to Fanshawe 72-56. There's a big crowd, papers in front of them. Looks like a class has got a little bit of homework here, watching some Durham Lords basketball here from the Campus Wellness and Recreation Center. It is Justo with the ball. Justo moves it over to Peterson. Peterson has it. Justo, quick pass out there to Givens. Givens with a long 2. That doesn't fall, in a nice offensive rebound there, or defensive rebound by Dakota Kirby, and she's quickly up the court. Kirby driving the basket, stuffed there by Stubbs, and the Sting get the ball. Allycock has it now off a nice pass from Givens. Allycock drives the basket, but Alicia Navarro gonna pick up a foul there. That will be the second of the quarter for the Lords. And is Navarro's second foul of the game. As Allycock's going to have an opportunity here to put the Sting up by 17 in this game. And she goes 1 for 2 from the line. Lords have it now. Arthurworthy, Gallimore, Dender, Navarro, and Kirby, the players on the court for the Lords. Dender kicks it out to Dender for 3. Maddie Dender can't get that to go, and Arthurworthy can't get the offensive rebound. And then smart little play there from Justo to let the ball go out of bounds, knowing it was a Lord's last touch. And the Stinger are going to throw the ball in here. Givens has it now. Who else? 4:34 left in this first half. Givens has it. Moves it over to Allycock. Allycock has it. Nice pass inside there for Peterson. Peterson can't get the layup to go, and Arthurworthy answers with a rebound of her own. Gallimore has it now. Gallimore can't hang on to the ball, going for the layup. Looked like it might have been touched by a Sting player, and it was, as it's going to be a Lord's ball here on the throw-in. A substitution for the Sting. Number 2, Zoe Lane, checks back into the game. Lane, a dominant force in the first quarter underneath the basket. Nice pass in there for Arthurworthy, as Keisha Arthurworthy gets on the board there for the Lords. So they try and answer here against the Sting. Givens has it now. Givens, a long pass over for Allycock. Allycock, another long pass back to Givens. Allycock has it with room. Allycock takes a deep three, and that just rims out. Looked like that had a chance. Navarro has it. Nice pass there to Gallimore, but she can't get it to go. And another defensive rebound for the Lords and Shanice Stubbs. Or for the Sting, excuse me, and they're back the other way. Unrelenting offensive pressure here from the Sting in this first half. It is Justo has it, and she's going to lose it. And it's going to be off Justo and out. And Lord's ball here is Alicia Navarro. Will throw it in to Dakota Kirby. Lord's trying to get their offensive rhythm going here. Kirby has it. Gives it to Arthur Worthy at the top of the key. Moves it to Gallimore. Gallimore has it for Navarro. Navarro now to Dender. Dender with Givens on her. Down low to Gallimore, but that ball just hits off her hands. And wholesale changes coming here for the Lords as there are 5 players getting ready to check into this game, and they all will. Crookshank, Brody, Kiera, Glendenning, and Owusu coming into the game for the Lords. Don't see that very often from Coach LaFontaine making wholesale changes, but down by 15 here, trying to get something going as a deep three there. Missed from Justo. Glendenning now has it. Glendenning with Justo all over her, moves it over to Kiera. Kiera has it. Back to Glendenning. Glendenning to Owusu. Owusu drives the basket hard, but a stuff there by number 21, Shanice Stubbs, showing her defensive prowess. That was an excellent play there by the Sting defender. Allycock over to Givens. Givens has room, but Owusu quickly cuts her off. And Owusu cuts off that pass from Givens as she's showing good defense here after checking into this game. But Stubbs, not to be outdone as Shanice Stubbs gets her hand on that pass, and she continues her defensive dominance here in this game. It will be a Lord's throw-in as that Stubbs was the last one to touch it. 2:31 left on the clock. Lords trailing the Sting by 15, 32-17 the score. Owusu sends up a 2 from about 15 feet, and that rims out, and Givens gets the rebound, and back up the court comes Givens. Givens has it, moves it over to Allycock. Allycock has it, back to Givens, who's at the top of the three-point line. Givens moves it over to Justo. Justo has it, down to Stubbs. Stubbs drives hard on Owusu, gets the tricky little layup to go there. She switched hands to get around Owusu and gets it to fall. It's going to be Sting ball there, as that's going to hit off Chamberlain, or excuse me, Crookshank. As I continue to screw up 22 and 24 for the Lords, I apologize. Name I will not screw up is Givens, who's always seems to have possession of the ball for the Sting. Everything's running through her here early, and it's certainly working as they've doubled up the Lords, 34-17. Victoria Brody driving hard, makes a nice pass to Owusu, but Owusu can't get the rebound to go, or the layup to go, but she gets her own rebound and kicks it out to Glendenning. Glendenning moves it to Kiera, but that ball just too high for Caitlin Crookshank, as that's not the first ball to go over her head tonight here in this game, as the Lords struggling to get anything going here offensively. It is Kelly McElroy on the court now for the Sting, getting her first touch as she throws that ball in, and Allycock quickly comes up as the Sting have been able to score at will here in this first half. Buck 15 left on the clock. They lead 36-17. Deep three from Glendenning, but that doesn't go. Owusu gets the rebound. Owusu finds Glendenning. Glendenning can't get that to go as Stubbs all over her as she's doing her best to protect the rim. That shot there by the Sting bounces out. That was Chloe, who's also checked back into this game. Kiera comes up for the Lords. Kiera driving it, trying to find Victoria Brody for 3, but not enough on that pass at all, as that's intercepted easily there by the Sting. So that's going to be out of bounds on the Sting, as They stepped out of bounds with the ball. And Glendenning will throw the ball in. Cruikshank throws the ball in. Cruikshank has it now, moves it over to Owusu. Owusu has it. Moves it over to Brody. Brody has it. Victoria Brody driving hard. Can't get the layup to go, as good defense there from Clough. Alicock can't get that rebound. It looked like it might have been a foul on Kiera, but no call there from the official. Brody has it, looking for Owusu. She does. And Owusu draws the foul there with 11 seconds left on the clock. She will shoot two. That's Clough's second foul of the game. The third team foul for the Sting in this first half. But with only 11 seconds left, they are no concern about getting into foul trouble. The only bright side here in this quarter for the Lords is they found a way to keep themselves out of foul trouble. After going into the penalty in the first quarter, they've only fouled twice here in the second. Owusu missed the first one, makes the second as she's 1 for 2 from the line. Quickly come back are the Stings with 8 seconds left on the clock. It is Alicock with it. Alicock moves it over to Givens. Givens going to take the last shot here for the Sting. She does. Tries to get it to go, but it doesn't. And that's going to be it here for the first half, as a dominant performance by the Seneca Sting coming in to the Campus Wellness Recreation Center on the road and doubling up the Lords 36-18 after the half, as Coach LaFontaine has lots of work to do trying to get the troops rallied here, trying to come back for a big first half. I will be back with the call in just under 14 minutes time. Don't go anywhere on the Durham Lords Network.
Though it's annoying.
One more chance for Nigel.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Test 1 2 1 2. Test 1 2 1 2. Test. Test. Test, 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 test. Test, test. Welcome back inside the Campus Recreation and Wellness Center here in Oshawa, home of the Durham Lords. A struggle for a first half for the Lords. Going into halftime with a 18-point deficit being doubled up, 36-18. Looking at the first half stats, lots of struggles from the field for the Lords. Only 6 points in that second quarter for Durham, and that's really extended this lead here for the Sting, who have been dominant right from the opening tip. Finished the first quarter with a 10-point lead, finished the second with an 18-point lead, and it's going to be tough sledding here for the Lords to come back, but they're going to do their best as they try and come out here strong and take whatever Coach LaFontaine said at the half to heart. And that's an early foul there against the Sting, and that's going to be Emberly Chamberlain going to the line.
It's her first team's first in the third quarter.
Chamberlain did not have a free throw attempt in the first half. She went 1 for 3 from the field. Maddie Dender, the leader at the half for the Lords with 4 points, followed by Victoria Brody, who only made 1 shot, but that was a 3. One of just 2 threes made in the half for the Lords. Very uncharacteristic of this team, who's a very high volume shooting team, especially from beyond the arc. The only stat the Lords led at the half was in 3-point points, 6, but the Sting answer there, as that was a huge 3 from Allycock. The only player in the first half for the Sting to make a 3. They were 1 for 6. She was 1 for 4. She's now 2 for 5 from beyond the arc. Navarro moves it to Kirby, who takes a deep 3 of her own and just hits the front of the rim as the Sting find Allycock all alone coming in. Dender tried to hustle back, but not in time, as Allycock builds on her game high 14 at the half with a quick 3 and a 2. She's now at 19 on the game. Navarro was the recipient of that pass there from Dakota Kirby. It didn't find her, but the Lords get the ball, and Chamberlain draws her second foul of this half. She's going to take her second look at the free throw line here, and she misses the first one. Score 41-19 here early in this second half. Lords need to find a way to get back into this game. Chamberlain, excuse me, with the 3, goes 1 for 2 from the line. And Allycock now has it for the Sting. Lords were out-rebounded, had more turnovers, had less steals, had more points against on turnovers, and less attempts at the line in the first half, and that's just not a recipe for success. It's a nice little play there from Alicia Navarro to find Chamberlain underneath the basket, but Chamberlain can't get that to go. Sting has a 23-point lead here. Nice play inside. This is Stubbs. Can't get that to go. Stubbs looking back at Chamberlain there, who made a nice defensive play as Dakota Kirby kisses that off the glass. A very tough second quarter for the Lords, just putting up 6 points. They're one of their lowest scoring quarters of the whole season for sure. And the Sting had just been so unrelenting with their pressure all game long, and they don't seem to be stopping now. Here is Givens. Givens gets that to go from about 15 feet. As Sarah Givens continues her strong night. Tough to believe she had no points in that first half. She was all over the place on the court, involved everywhere. Almost want to say there was a mistake on the stat sheet, but I would not want to do that to our game day staff. Sarah Givens 0 for 7 in the first, 0 for 1 from beyond the arc. But she gets her first basket to go. And that's not good news from the Lords if she can get going here, as she's been so integral for the Sting's success. Might not be putting the points up, but she's certainly the ball carrier they want, moving the ball up the floor. Cruikshank tried to get that ball away. She couldn't, but the Lords come back up the other way. Dender makes a hard move around Givens. And Maddie Dender in the signature blue shoes get the easy layup to go after a nice little shimmy and shake. Underneath the basket, Navarro is going to pick up the foul there. And it will be Chloe who goes to the line for the Sting. That is Navarro's third personal foul of the game, and just the first for the Lords here in this second half. 6:25 left in this third quarter. Joey Chapman with you, flying solo tonight on the broadcast. Don't go anywhere, as this is game 1 of 2 of our doubleheader live from the CRWC. The Sting and the Lords men's varsity teams will be going at it. Tip-off set for 8 o'clock as Caitlin Cruikshank gets the tough layup to go, and one, as she's got an opportunity here to make this a 3-point play and cut the Sting lead down to 20. Nice job there by Cruikshank to make it a 3-point play. But the Sting just so unrelenting here all game long. Back up the court again. This is Stubbs with it. Stubbs, nice pass there. Finding Clough underneath the basket, but Clough can't get the tough left-handed layup to go. Navarro back up for the Lords. Navarro leaves it for Kirby, who moves it over to Chamberlain. Chamberlain has it now back to Cruikshank. Cruikshank into Dender, and Dender has that ball stolen from her by Givens. Who else? Quickly moves it to Allycock, who tries to get the layup, can't get it to go, but there is Clough to clean it up as Clough comes in out of nowhere to get the offensive rebound. And they're just one away from hitting 50 here, but a deep three from Dakota Kirby, finding her range. That is Kirby's first three of the night, as she tries to get the offense going here for the Lords. That ball's going to hit off of Maddie Dender and out.
That is out of bounds. It's going to be stick ball.
And it's going to be a Sting ball. And big changes here for the Lords as Glendenning, Brody, Kiera, and I missed one. Arthurworthy, Brody, Kiera, Glendenning, and Kirby, the players on the court for the Lords, as Coach LaFontaine continues to make big changes when she makes substitutions, as the Lords are looking to get some offense going here. 49-30 the score, 5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Sting back in the offensive end. Here is Givens now with it. Givens has Kiera defending her. Givens calling out play, go looking for number one. And Givens takes it herself, and she just can't get that to go, as that's going to be out of bounds off the Sting. It's going to be Sting ball, as they're going to say Kirby was the last player to touch it. She disagrees, has a bit of a conversation there with the official, but she's not going to get her way. It's going to be Sting throw in here quickly to Givens. Givens moves it over to Belcher. Belcher back to Allycock. Allycock trying to find Melody Luciana underneath the basket, but unable to do so. Is just a little too high for her, and the Lords going to get the ball back. Brody and Kirby with it. Players got to find their range here if the Lords have any shot at coming back into this game. Kirby over to Glendenning now. Glendenning has it back to Kirby. Kirby for three! And that hits the back part of the rim and out, and the Sting wasting no time coming back the other way. Belcher now with it. She moves it to Givens. Givens now to Stubbs. Stubbs to Belcher. Belcher has Kirby all over her, but Allycock takes a deep three, kisses it off the backboard, and good. As Allycock continues to be the only player hitting threes for the Sting. As Victoria Brody comes back and answers there. 52-32 the score now. Still hanging on to this 20-point lead are the Sting. So they're not letting up. Stubbs, nice offensive rebound underneath the basket, fights off a couple Lords and moves that over to Luciana, who can't get it to fall. Kiera coming up. Kirby gets past Givens, but Kirby gonna draw the foul call there.
Fouls on number 5 of the Sting, Sarah Givens. That's her first.
Givens fouled Kirby, a little 5-on-5 violence there. It's gonna be a throw in here for the Lords. That's the third team foul of the quarter for the Sting. And the Lords could really use them to get into the bonus here. As head coach Craig Walker letting the officials know how he feels about that call. Hasn't had much to complain about all night, but the big man certainly getting his voice heard there. Little battle in the middle of the court, and the Sting come away with it. Belcher to Givens. Givens now has it. Givens down low looking for Luciana. And that's going to be a foul there on Keisha Arthurworthy. That's going to be the First team foul taken for the Lords in this half. Excuse me, that was the second. That is also Arthur Worthy's second of the game. As number 8, Luciana, steps up and makes the first of 2 free throw attempts here. Luciana, the Newmarket, Ontario native. A freshman not with this Sting team, coming in and giving coach good minutes off the bench. Kirby back up the other way. She makes a nice move. Finds Kiera. Kiera back to Kirby. Kirby for 3, and that's just a little bit short as that clanks off the front of the rim and back in play. Stubbs has it now. Stubbs moves it over to Justo. Justo flying up the court. And again, she's going to be fouled, and she being Luciana. Another foul underneath the basket as Victoria Brody picks up. That's going to be the 3rd team foul for the Lords. Thank you, Chris Cameron. As Luciana gets the first of 2 to go here. As the Sting unrelenting with their offensive pressure, not giving the Lords any opportunity to come back in this game. They now trail or lead by 24. There's a huge deficit here for the Lords with 2:43 left in this 3rd quarter. Gallimore checks into the game for the Lords for Brody, who's in a bit of foul trouble here. And Victoria Brody getting emotional on the bench. Kirby fouled while taking the 3. She's going to shoot 3 here. As Dakota Kirby doing everything she can to will her team back into this game. A couple 3-pointers here in this half. She's got an opportunity to take 3 more here at the line, but she rims out that first one.
Kirby at the line.
Dakota Kirby in the first half. 1 for 2 from the field, 0 for 2 from the free throw line. She gets that one to go there. The lead now 23 for the Sting. There's still lots of conversation going on the Durham Lords bench. Sting have the ball. It is Justo. Justo moves it over to McElroy, a North York native. It's going to be a call there against the Sting and a throw in here, and a good opportunity for the Lords trying to find some momentum here. It will be Kiera. Gets the throw in. Good reaction from the Lords bench there. That foul happened right in front of them. Arthur Worthy has the ball down low. Arthur Worthy trying to fight off 2 Sting. And good defense there by the Seneca Sting, not fouling Arthur Worthy underneath the basket. So it's going to be a kickball there. That's going to be against Givens, as Kirby and Givens both got their foot on it, but they're going to say it was Givens who got it first, and Kirby will have the throw in here. 2:08 remaining on the clock. Kirby throws a nice pass there, finds Glendenning, and Emily Glendenning gets the easy 2 to go. 56-35 here the score. Justo tries to cut in, and she still maintains possession of the ball. McElroy has it now. She moves it underneath for Luciana. Luciana, and a deep 3 there from Justo, and they're going to say she was fouled while taking that. And that's a push against Kiera. And luckily for her, they're not going to say that was in the act of shooting, as it's just going to be a throw in here for the Sting. But that easily could have been a 3-point shot attempt and 3 points for the line for the Sting. Lords catch a bit of a break there. McElroy from 3. She banks that off the glass and gets that to go. McElroy coming off the bench and throwing some big points up for the Sting. McElroy, that's just her second 3-pointer made all season long. She was 1 for 8 coming into this game. Shot clock winding down here, 6 seconds left. Arthurworthy gets it to go. She's going to be fouled underneath the basket. And that should be the 5th team foul against the Seneca Sting, and the Lords are now in the bonus with just $1:12 left on the clock here in this third quarter. 59-35 the score as the Lords trying to get their way back into this game. Arthurworthy rims out. She misses that first free throw attempt. Coming into this game, Arthurworthy 66% from the free throw line, 16 of 24 in the first half. She went a perfect 0 for 0 as she goes 2 for 2 there. Gallimore steals that ball, moves it to Glendenning, and Glendenning gets that to go. And a quick 2 points there for the Lords as they put up 4 on a nice little offensive run there. 1 minute left on the clock in this third quarter. Glendenning tries to steal that from McElroy, but she hangs on to it. She gives it to Givens. Givens now 7 seconds left on the shot clock. Givens fakes it. Kiera all over her. McElroy has it now. That's stolen from her, and Glendenning has it as the shot clock winds down, and the Lords have a brand new clock to work with. Gallimore has it now. Gallimore to Kirby. Kirby will shoot 3, and that just clanks off the back rim. Gallimore does a good job getting the offensive rebound. Kirby will shoot again, wide open. Dakota Kirby gets the 3 to go. And the Lords now within 18. Time winding down here in this third quarter. Stubbs has it now for the Sting. Back to Justo. Justo to McElroy. 5 seconds left on the game clock. Givens has it now. 2 seconds. Givens drives and gets the tough layup to go as time expires. Nice play there by Sarah Givens. The Lords don't foul there, but Givens finds a way to get it to go. And after 3, it's 61-41 in favor of the visiting Sting.
It's time for our second Arby's t-shirt toss of the game. If you want a t-shirt, you gotta make some noise.
A good pushback there from the Lords near the end of that first or third quarter. But the Sting extend their lead in the game to 20. As the Lords have a monumental task in front of them here, trying to get their way back into the game.
Who deserves a shirt? Alright, Mikey, good job. Fans, if you want a shirt,
Reminder, if you're just joining us on the Durham Lords Network, don't go anywhere. Second half of our basketball doubleheader between the Lords and the Sting is coming up in what should be a very good game, as the undefeated 9-9 men's Seneca Sting team will take on the Durham Lords, who are 7-2, as they battle for supremacy in the Eastern Conference standings. That will be the last home game for the Lords men's team till after the Christmas break. They don't play again here after tonight's game till Wednesday, January 24th, when they take on the Loyalist Lancers. That's set for 8 p.m. The women's team, however, will play on Friday night, taking on George Brown. That is set for 6 p.m. But they're not worried about that game on Friday. They're trying to rebound here and to somehow find a way to claw back here into this game. Has a good start here to the quarter as Kirby's fouled underneath the basket.
Number 6 with the Sting, that's their first.
That's Allycock's first foul of the game. She's done a good job staying out of foul trouble, and that's the first team foul here in the quarter. As Kirby showing a little bit of frustration there after missing that free throw. Things just not falling here for the Lords, but she goes 1 for 2 there. Does a good job to regain composure and get it to go. Things just not falling here for the Lords, but she goes 1 for 2 there. And a timeout here on the court early in this game as Not quite sure who called the timeout, but first time we've really seen Coach Craig Walker for the Sting get his clipboard out. So he sees his team here slipping just a little bit. Up by 19 can be understandable to take your foot off the gas, but the Sting have done such a good job through 3 at not doing that. As our big crowd makes their way over onto the Durham Lord side. I think they realized that they were on the visitor side of the court, bringing their noisemakers over, trying to get a little momentum going here for the Lords. It was an exciting night here at the Campus Recreation Wellness Center as we had a volleyball doubleheader. George Brown was here to take on the Lords. The women won a straight set victory to keep the Huskies winless on the year. It was a bit of a different story in the men's game, a 5-set thriller led by Eric Jensen, and the Lords found a way to defeat the number 5 ranked team in the province. That will do a lot for them. So they're going to try and work their way up the OCAA men's volleyball standings. And a win like that is going to do a lot. Both teams play right here tomorrow night, taking on the Centennial Colts. As Glendenning takes a deep 3, and she gets that to go. Emily Glendenning doing an excellent job there, taking the deep 3. Exactly what the Lords need here in this quarter. A couple early threes, try and get themselves back into this game. There's a timeout here called. Another timeout. This time it is by the Sting. Just a 16-point lead here for the Sting, as anything is possible with so much time left on the clock. In that first half, it's got to be such a key factor was the points off of turnovers, which the Sting led by 10, having 15 points off of turnovers to the 5 for the Lords. So they did such a good job at making Durham pay for missing shots and going back up the court quickly and getting the ball in the basket. .21 left here in this fourth quarter. Lords trying to find a way to get back into it here. It is Caitlin Cruikshank, Zahara Gallimore, Emily Glendenning, Dakota Kirby, and Jocelyn Kiera on the court for the Lords. Kiera looking impressive here in her Lords debut. She does a good job defensively there on Givens. Looking for the travel call, no foul against her there. Givens looking for the push on the back. Official says no, and the Lords gonna get possession here. As Caitlin Cruikshank will throw that ball in. Number 22 for the Lords. Cruikshank to Kiera. Big defense there from the Sting, being aggressive, and Allie Cox steals that ball. She goes hard to the rim and gets it to go. Nice little move there on the left-handed layup. Steals the ball and gets the 2. As those are the type of plays the Lords cannot be allowing here if they're trying to get back into this game. It's going to be a foul there on number 6. That's Allie Cox for the Sting. It'll be a throw in here in the Sting zone. Zone end. Let's go end, I guess. Side of the court. As Cruikshank has it now. Cruikshank moves it over to Kiera. Kiera to Glendenning. Glendenning has it. Glendenning trying to find Cruikshank underneath the basket, but can't get that to go. As there's been some struggles trying to find number 22 underneath the basket all night long. throw in here for the Lords, moves it over to Kiera. Kiera has it now guarded by Givens. Moves it to Gallimore. Now it is a deep three there taken from Dakota Kirby with the shot clock winding down, and that doesn't go. A rush shot there. A deep two attempted there from Belcher, but that rims out as a battle underneath the basket between Gallimore and Peterson. That's going to be Sting ball on the throw-in, as there was a bit of a battle underneath it. And Alicock will throw it in here for the Sting. She moves it over to Givens. Givens has it now guarded by Kiera. Givens finds Stubbs, and Stubbs fouled there going up. That's going to be the first foul of the quarter here against the Lords, and that was Kiera getting the foul. As Maddie Dender stands up, she looks to come back into this game as all of the Lords have been cold here in this game. They haven't been able to find any momentum here offensively. Just 45 points through 3 quarters, unseasonably low for the Lords. As Dender checks in here for Kiera. As Cruikshank looks to throw this ball in, she moves it quickly to Kirby, who finds Dender. Dender to Glendenning. Glendenning now drives around Alicock, and a foul there against the Sting. And is Peterson getting it? She doesn't like that call, but can't be changing the official's mind now, and that's going to be 2 at the line for Glendenning. The 3rd foul of the quarter, and that is the 3rd foul against her. 65-47 the score here as Glendenning goes 2 for 2 at the line. It's now 48. 8:06 left on the clock. Lords trying to make a push here, get themselves back into this game. Cruikshank does a good job not to foul there on Stubbs, but she walks in, gets around Gallimore, but misses the layup. And they're all over Glendenning here underneath the basket, but she somehow gets that ball away and finds Kirby. Kirby to a wide open Cruikshank. Finds Gallimore underneath, but she can't get that to go, and Givens quickly up the other way for the Sting. Givens has it now. She looks at Stubbs, trying to direct traffic. Here is Givens. Givens moves it over. That's Peterson with it now. Peterson to Alicock. Alicock leaves it there for Belcher. Belcher drives in and gets it to go as a nice play there from the Sting. Good ball movement, getting the Lords chasing, and Belcher gets that to go. 19-point lead here for the Sting as Kirby drives, but a little too much on that layup attempt as it goes over the basket, and Alicock drives back the other way. Alicock has it now. Finds a wide open Belcher, who goes from 3, and she gets it. Daniela Belcher gets the 3 to go, and it's back to a 20-point lead for the Sting. Dender tries to answer with a 3 of her own, but that has too much power on it. Score is 70-41. We're having scoreboard issues here at the CRWC, but the Sting are definitely up here. Belcher has it now. Belcher to Givens. Givens drives, gets that to go just before the buzzer, but it doesn't fall as Gallimore gets the defensive rebound there. That's going to be a foul there. Number 11, Peterson gets her 4th foul. As Victoria Brody continues to sit on the bench for the Lords. She found herself in foul trouble. As we finally get the scoreboard issues fixed here at the CRWC, it's 70-47 the score. My girl Shar up here in the booth with me doing the stream score, had it right. as Navarro makes a nice pass in there to Chamberlain. Emberly Chamberlain, who just came on the court, quickly gets a basket there as Navarro and Chamberlain come in for Gallimore and Crookshank. 15 has it now. That is Clough. Clough tries to get it to fall over Chamberlain, but can't get it. It will be Lord's ball with 5:46 left here on the clock. A 21-point lead here for the Seneca Sting. Good crowd in attendance here. Maddie Dender for three, and Maddie Dender makes that. Cuts this lead to 18 with 5:30 left on the clock. Maddie Dender, such a good looking three ball. That was probably her prettiest of the night. There's a good drive there. Into the basket is Stubbs, and she gets it to go. Not wasting any time are the Sting in answering that. The lowest offensive output for the Lords all season long is 76 or 74 points in a win at Georgian, a 74-64 victory. They currently have 54, and they are going to have an uphill task ahead of them to match that season low with less than 5 left on the clock. As that ball rolls out there as Alicock can't get that to go. She shakes her head, but she's had ball luck all night long. And Glendenning will throw this in for the Lords. Kirby has it now coming up the court. Dakota Kirby finds Emily Chamberlain, leaves it for Dender to Navarro. Navarro has it now. It's Kirby. Kirby to Dender. Dender drives the basket, gets the 2 and 1. There's a nice play there by Maddie Dender, driving the basket and drawing the foul. And that is the 5th team foul for the Sting. And there's a big opportunity here for the Lords as they're in the bonus. 4:24 left on the clock. And if they have any chance of coming back in this game, they're going to need to get their butts back to and on the line as Dender misses that opportunity. Sting looking for the travel call, but not made there as Kirby drives hard, and that falls for Dakota Kirby. 72-58 now the score. Lords hitting a little bit of momentum here, need a stop defensively. It's Alicock with it. Alicock has it. She leaves it there for Justo. Justo guarded by Dender. Good screen set there by the Sting. And Clough tries to go in, and she gets it to go, +1. As Clough makes an excellent offensive play there.
Count that basket. Fouls on 24.
And 24, Emberly Chamberlain's going to take the foul there. Her first, that's the team's second here in the quarter. So the Lords need to pick it up here defensively if they're going to come back. Navarro, nice pass in there for Glendenning, but Glendenning just moving a little too fast, can't get that layup to go. And a good offensive rebound there, or defensive rebound, I should say, by Belcher. Got the Sting back the ball. Belcher has it now. Nice little pass, moving it over to Clough. Clough back to Belcher, and she misses that layup. And a good defensive positioning there was Navarro. Navarro has it now. Dender wanted the long stretch pass, but Justo was all over her defensively. Kirby has it now. Kirby takes the three, and that just doesn't go for Dakota Kirby, as that clanked off the front and the back of the rim and back in play. Justo has it now. Justo taking her time as the Sting trying to slow this game down as we reach the 3-minute mark of the 4th quarter. That's going to be Lord's ball. It's a nice play there. A heads-up play by Alicia Navarro not to touch it. Off the missed pass there from the Sting. Kirby has it. Lords need to pick up the pace here offensively if they're going to get back into this game down by lots. As there's my college math skills coming into play. Glendenning misses a deep three, and Chamberlain does a good job getting her hand on the ball. 2:44 left on the clock, 74-58 the score. That is a 16-point lead. Thank you, Mrs. Mallinson, for grade 2 addition. Throw in here as Givens gets it on a nice little play, but she can't get that to go. She shot it falling back. Glendenning tries to catch up to it. She does. Glendenning coming back up the court. Gets a tough 2 to go there. 14-point lead for the Sting. Oh, nice interception there by Dender, getting her hand on that ball as the Lords have picked it up defensively. Kirby has it now. They need a big basket. She moves it over to Dender, guarded by Givens. Underneath, and that's going to be a foul there against the Sting as Emberly Chamberlain will go to the line for 2. Trying to cut this lead down to 12. 2:17 left on the clock. And that's the big key here in the bonus are the Lords. And if they can get to the line, they can get back into this game. But that's going to be a timeout here. As that was Coach LaFontaine calling the timeout. Trying to draw something up here with 2:17 left on the clock. Lords giving it their best effort here to fight back into this game. It's been a struggle for them all night long. But that 6-point second quarter could end up being the difference as the Sting outscored them by 12 and really opened up this game back in the second quarter and haven't looked back. Probably didn't help for the Lords that they gave up 22 in the first quarter. And defensive prowess has been an issue here for the Lords as they've given up 38 points here in the second half as the Sting have not let the defense rest all night long. And Chamberlain has an opportunity here to put her team back in it with 2:17 left on the clock. But the Lords have to start making their free throw attempts, since that's easy for me to say. As a team, 59% from the line. 56% opponents have been 59% against them all season long. And Chamberlain steps up and gets the first one. Chamberlain trying to cut this lead down to 12. Can't get that one to go, and an offensive rebound there by Clough. Clough to Justo. Justo all over there as Navarro has it. Navarro to Kirby. Kirby, and that just rims out. And Chamberlain couldn't get the rebound there. Got her hand on it, but the ball just couldn't get controlled. That's going to be... I don't think that's a foul. Yes. As Victoria Brody comes back into this game with 4 fouls, she is 1 away from fouling out of this game, but Coach LaFontaine needs her in this game as she's one of the best offensive threats for the Lords. And she hasn't been on the court in a while. She checks back into this game. Lords need a defensive stop here. And they get it as that's going to go off Givens and out of bounds. Maddie Dender all over. And the Lords going to have an opportunity here with 1:53 left on the clock. Kirby will throw this ball in. Got to make a 3 or get the foul and go to the line for a 3-point play. Kirby has it. Cross over there. Can't get it to go. But Victoria Brody for 3. And that just clanks out, and Glendenning, not the last player to touch it, as they're going to say the Sting player, number 21, Stubbs was. And it will be a Lords throw in here. $1:41 left on the clock. They got to get a couple quick baskets here. Kirby looking for someone to give it to. She finds Dender underneath the basket, and Dender can't get that to go. She wanted a foul on Givens, doesn't get it. $1:30 left on the clock. The Sting very happy to slow the pace of this game down. Here is Clough. Moves it over to Justo. Justo to Stubbs, and now it's Allycock. Allycock has it. The Lords not fouling here as Brody quickly comes back up the other way. Victoria Brody looking for Dender, and she's going to be fouled there, and Victoria Brody will shoot 2 from the line. Oh, they will not shoot 2 from the line, as that's going to be a kick ball on the Sting, excuse me. Then Dender has it now. Dender to Kirby. Kirby driving hard, and she might have been called for a kickball there, but the referees say no as Givens has it back. And time is running out on the Lord's comeback. We are less than 1 minute remaining here in this quarter, in this game, as Givens has it now, taking her time. Givens moves it over to Chloe, and they're really slowing the pace of this game down. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. They're going to have to get something up. Allycock, and a deep 3 there, just rims out, as that was Justo trying to take a hero 3. Dender driving the basket, and Givens is going to get called for the foul, and Dender will shoot 2. 13-point lead for the Sting with 32.3 seconds left on the clock. The Lords taking advantage of being in the bonus, but they haven't been able to go on a big run here, as they have cut down the lead a little bit, but it's still 13 for the Sting. They have led by as much as 21 in this game. As that just sits on the rim there and falls out, just kind of the way the ball's been going for the Lords all night long. It's been a very impressive showing here from the Seneca Sting on the road, coming off of a loss and really giving it to the home Lords, as Kirby gets that lay-in to go. 13-5 left on the clock, 11-point lead for the Sting. Glendenning's going to get called for the foul there, as she locked up Allycock. A little bit of an arm lock there, as Coach Walker calls a timeout here with 11 seconds left. He's going to advance the ball up the court. Certainly not the effort the Lords were looking for tonight. They had dreams of moving themselves up the OCAA women's standings. And with this loss, they will fall to 5-4. They will remain with 10 points. They will stay in second in the East region. Seneca, with a win tonight, will move up 14 points, sitting just 2 behind George Brown. They will have played 1 more game than the Huskies. The Huskies will be here on Friday night, undefeated on the season, and they're going to take on the Lords. This is a tough week for Durham. The easier game, you would think, just by looking at the season stats, would have been the Sting, but they came in here to the CRWC and have really dominated from the opening tip-off. Givens has it now. Lords still not fouling, as they're, and Kirby tries there, but they're gonna let this game wind down, as that is a disappointing end to a disappointing game for the Lords. They only put up 63 in a 74-63 victory for the Seneca Sting. Durham not going to be happy with that effort, and they're going to look to rebound against the undefeated George Brown Huskies on Friday right here at the WC Campus Recreation and Wellness Center. I am Joey Chapman. Thank you so much for tuning in on the Durham Lords Network. Don't go anywhere. Sting versus Lords men's varsity teams will be right here on the Durham Lords Network in just under 20 minutes time. Have a good night.